One of the greatest strikers in the UFC wants to take on a rematch. Now, what rematch is that going to be? We're not really sure until the Abu Dhabi fight card happens. It's either going to be Merab Dvalishvili or Petr Yan. If you haven't had a chance to watch some Petr Yan fights, do yourself a favor. If you're a real MMA fan, if you're not just here for the, obnoxious hair and boxing, if you're here because it's the greatest sport on earth, go watch Petr Yan, Deiveson Figueiredo. I was just watching round one of that fight. Later in the fight, I think it gets better. It's a little clench heavy. Round one, if I'm not mistaken. But Petr Yan was in one of my favorite fights of all time. I'm having a hard time remembering who it was. I just remember him fighting. The amount of techniques used. I mean, striking, high kicks, grappling, wrestling. I mean, so athletic. That's what I like. I mean, that shows me like a hunger to win and a real athleticism. I was just talking with Marco Hutch, a professional fighter here near where I live, and you see these fighters sometimes, and it's like, I don't know, a Jamal Hill or a Derek Lewis, and it's like they're putting on the weight. They don't seem to be very athletic. They just kind of want to do their thing and march you down. And obviously, completely astronomically different kinds of fights because it's completely different weight classes. But you don't see the hunger. You do see people at light heavyweight. You do see people at heavyweight that are just athletic. They want to move around. They want to do a lot. Talk about like the Energizer Bunny. Petr Yan fights. That guy will go anywhere and is just so good. Deiveson Figueiredo, a former champion, had Petr Yan in a seatbelt, had back control. Now he had his arm, didn't have his head. He was holding on to Peter's right arm, if I remember correctly. So had back control, had the seatbelt, had it locked in, and somehow Peter finds a way out. He works his way back up to the feet. It's just like that you never, and round one, when you're dry, when you're not sweaty, when you can't just slip out, dude, the guy's fights are exciting. He does the high kicks, he does the punching. He has a very interesting style. I was just talking about, who was I talking to? Some fighters, I guess they come out and they're like really rigid. I don't know if it's nervousness or what it is, but it's like you gotta like feel it out, figure out the fight, know what you're doing, have confidence. But he comes out with like a rigid, now I think he's kind of changed a little bit, but against Figueiredo, he's like a machine gun. Like he's just got he's got a bolt action, and he's just the funniest. Like you watch him round one, Deiveson Figueiredo. I had an opportunity to watch some of that fight today. I want to finish that fight. Incredible. I digress. Goodness gracious. The point is, phenomenal martial artist. Does Sean get the rematch if Peter wins? Now, here's actually why I turned on the camera to do this video, is because Sean wants Merab 3. Sean wants Merab again. The first matchup, he loses. The second matchup, he got submitted. He lost even worse to Merab, and somehow he wants Merab. Now, he is acknowledging the fact that the UFC fan base does not want that fight. The UFC probably doesn't want that fight either. Do I want that fight? I don't know. I'll let you guys argue over it, I guess. I don't think we're gonna see a different outcome. If Merab wins in Abu Dhabi, an incredible, truly, the best, I think a lot of the nicknames in the UFC are cheesy. The Machine, he's a machine. I'll call him that. That man does not stop. He has incredible cardio, even though he says he doesn't do cardio. I don't know what's up with that. That guy can go and go and go, and if he wins, I don't see a world where something changes. Now, of course, Sean he's gonna go to work. He's gonna practice. He's gonna put the work in, and hopefully he finds the right kind of fight camp. He doesn't surround himself with yes men and strikers and all that. He's gotta go to Dagestan for 2 or 3 millennia, and then when he's done there, maybe he'll be able to contend with Merab. And if you look at the top rankings, I have it on here behind the camera. We got Umar, so it's obviously Yan at the top, Merab, Sean. Then we've got Umar, Mario Batista, looking pretty good recently. Corey, I'm a huge fan of Corey. A lot of incredible technical stuff, but I think he's on a bit of a skid too. Was it a 2-fight skid maybe, or maybe win-loss-win kind of thing? Win-loss, went back and forth. Then we got Song and Amon, below them. But I don't know. We still haven't seen the Corey Sandhagen and Sean matchup. Now I think the UFC wants to push him a little bit. He's exciting, all that, blah blah blah. He gets the clicks. Obviously, they're going to promote the fight that gets the clicks, that gets the money, that's the loudest, that whatever serves the camera the most. So, and not to take away from Sean's incredible striking. That sniper position is incredible. I think the ending of the Aljamain Sterling was was not good. That was not a good ending. Aljamain was clearly moving. You give him like 2 seconds, I bet he rolls or moves to the side. Now, he was in a weird position where he's on all fours, like moving his head to the side, but he's still moving his head. Like he's still conscious, and most fighters in that position don't stay there. They know that that's a bad position. So he was probably gonna, figure it out and then get out of the way. But that fight was called off. That being said, that laser-like, I think it was a left, if I remember correctly, because he was practicing in the back before that fight. Aljamain shot, and in the back, he was practicing stepping back, and I think it was a hook. It might have been a left hook, or I don't remember. It might have even been a straight left or a straight right. I don't remember. But I mean, it was just laser precision. So that was pretty cool. He's got incredible striking. So I think personally, you know, if I have two products in front of me and one is Petr Yan versus Sean and one is Merab versus Sean, 10 days out of the week, knowing what I know now, I'm clicking on the Petr Yan. Petr Yan is such an exciting fighter. I think that's a much more exciting fight, you know, if I had it my way. Now, what happens in the championship fight between Peter and Merab? I don't know. I would not be surprised if this time off and you can kind of recalibrate, refocus. I would not be surprised if we see a pissed off Merab, a guy who wants it back, a guy who is able to take a breather. Remember that the 4 incredible back-to-back, 4 fights, 4 close to 5 title fights in a year, those were all back-to-back-to-back. Don't forget how ruthlessly regular this guy was fighting and how hungry he is, how great he is, and how funny he is. I like the guy. A lot of people don't like him. He's so exciting. He's so funny. He's silly. He has a good time in there. You can't replace that. You cannot replace, in my mind, the image of Merab picking up a world champion wrestler, walking to the middle of an octagon and laughing and then smacking him down. I mean, that level of humor, that level of ridiculousness there's no other fighter that'll do that in the way Merab will do, where he's just a happy-go-lucky guy. He's gonna take you down, he's gonna take you down. You know, I remember, and you can't, the Umar fight, he goes for a takedown, fakes it, and then pushes him down, and then just stands there and points at him, laughs at him, and does like a little silly. He's a funny guy. So I enjoy the fights. I do not want to see Sean 3, though. I think that the fight will be good. The Merab and Petr Yan fight, I think it'll be good. I think it'll be interesting. And I wouldn't be surprised if Merab just steamrolls him. I wouldn't be surprised if Petr, whatever you want to say, has a great game plan and winning also. Petr has incredible technique. Subscribe here. Go subscribe to my documentaries channel. I am at a pro fighter's gym getting footage of him. I'm at a pro fighter's gym getting footage of his fighters. I'm really excited to tell the stories of modern day warriors. So if you like that, subscribe and go check out the documentaries channel. That's where a lot of my focus is going, is really getting in with these guys, fighting, showing their stories, and trying to serve their stories in the best way that I can. And I love MMA. So if you love MMA, subscribe here. You want to see their lives, subscribe over at Only Productions. Guys, if you like these videos, please subscribe. There's no one on earth that loves the sport and respects it in the way that I do at this channel. I hesitate to even call it a sport because these are warriors going to war. Subscribe here, and if you like stories of the most incredible fighters in the world, go check out my other page, Owen Lee Productions. I put a lot of time, money, and effort into the incredible documentaries. And when I say incredible, I don't mean to like toot my own horn. I mean, these guys have incredible stories. These guys come from the favela, like Charles Oliveira, like Alex Pereira. They come from harsh places in Lafayette, Louisiana, like Dustin Poirier. These guys come from rough backgrounds. They have incredible stories, really, really beautiful outcomes. Beautiful to see them, turn their life around and make something. Some of them even, they'll tell you, hey man, I'd have been in prison if I didn't find this amazing sport. I love doing my best to tell their stories, and my goal is to take as much money as I possibly can and just keep pouring into these documentaries. I want to travel the world. I want to meet these guys. I want to see the alleys where they got beat up. I want to see the gym that they first enrolled in to go and train in this sport. I want to meet their gym coach. I want to see their hometown. I want to be able to tell these guys stories from their perspective. I want to get their perspective on, how they grew up and how they became top contenders in one of the most difficult sports in the world. So that's the vision, that's the goal. If you're willing to support that, if you're able to, go watch the videos, subscribe, support in any way that you possibly can. I've got a coffee. We're working on a Patreon very soon. It might be listed below, but the coffee is for sure up. They take a smaller percentage, so I like coffee more than Patreon. But whatever way you can support, I appreciate it. Subscribe at both channels. We'll see you soon. Oh, and go outside, touch grass, train hard so you can kick butt.